You've seen their faces all over your feed. You've paused more than once on those thirst traps, and you've wondered, is it just the vibe? Or is there more behind the eyes? These 5 men have become global heartthrobs thanks to their flawless looks, mysterious energy, and a queer-coded charm that fans just can't shake off. They've played gay, they've dressed fluid, they've starred in fan edits that could melt the algorithm. And yet, they've never said a word to confirm or deny anything. Whether it's carefully curated ambiguity or genuine mystery, their silence is part of the fantasy, and fans can't get enough. If you've ever found yourself obsessing over a guy who gives you just enough to keep you guessing, this list is going to hit hard. Before we dive in, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments so we can shout out the most curious corners of the internet. Let's count down the top 5 pretty boys who never said they're not gay. And warning, number 3 might just break your gaydar. Ready to feel confused, obsessed, and maybe a little called out? Let's go. Matthew Noska, the model who's too pretty to be straight. If Greek gods walked among us, they'd probably look like Matthew Noska, with piercing green eyes, a chiseled jawline sculpted by divine geometry, and an Instagram feed that feels more like a cologne commercial than real life. Matthew Noska has become the very definition of male beauty in the digital age. But beyond his viral thirst traps and red carpet appearances lies a question fans can't stop asking. Is he really straight or just silent? Noska's rise to fame reads like a social media fairy tale. One shirtless construction photo posted online, and boom, Wilhelmina models came calling. Suddenly, the Pittsburgh native was walking runways, fronting campaigns for Hugo Boss, and gracing the covers of men's fashion mags. But while his abs and cheekbones were making headlines, the fandom was focused on something else: his vibe. From the start, there's been an undeniable something about Matthew that resonates with queer audiences. Whether it's the soft mannerisms, his comfort in fashion fluidity, or just the way he serves camera angles with almost too much perfection, fans have speculated for years about his sexuality, and Noska hasn't exactly shied away from the attention. He's posted playful shirtless photos with other male models, posed for sensual high-fashion spreads that blur gender lines, and supported LGBTQ+ causes publicly. But when it comes to his identity, silence. He's never labeled himself, never confirmed, never denied. And honestly, that's only fueled the fire. Some argue that Noska is simply comfortable in his skin, that he represents a new wave of straight men unbothered by old masculinity codes. Others, they're convinced he's gay or queer but choosing privacy. Either way, his fan base continues to grow, especially among LGBTQ+ viewers who see themselves reflected in his freedom, even if not in his words. It doesn't help that in a world dominated by curated images, Matthew plays into the fantasy. He knows how to work the camera. He knows what his followers want. And he gives just enough to keep everyone guessing, but never enough to fully answer the question. So what's the truth behind the perfect jawline and green-eyed mystery? Maybe it doesn't matter, because in 2025, queer-coded beauty and ambiguity speak louder than labels. Whether Noska ever comes out or not, he's become a symbol of modern masculinity that's unafraid to be pretty, soft, and sensual, without apology. Drop a one if he's your number one so far, or if you've ever zoomed in on one of his thirst traps for research. Michele Morrone, the Italian heartthrob who keeps everyone guessing. Michele Morrone didn't just steal hearts, he lit them on fire. When 365 Days dropped on Netflix, the world got a taste of Morrone's smoldering intensity, raw masculinity, and commanding presence. Women and men alike were suddenly obsessed with the mysterious Italian actor with tattoos, muscles, and eyes that seemed to undress you through the screen. But as the thirst tweets piled up, so did one question. Is Michele Morrone gay? The speculation reached fever pitch in 2021 when he posted a photo on Instagram with Italian designer Simone Susina. Shirtless, hugging closely, the caption read, "I'm a liar." The internet exploded. Gay Twitter crowned them boyfriends. Fan edits flooded TikTok, and articles began circulating with headlines like, "Michele Morrone comes out," but then silence. Morrone later clarified in a comment that they were just friends and that the image was taken out of context. Yet he never explicitly denied the gay rumors. He didn't post a girlfriend in response. He didn't remove the photo. In fact, he leaned into the chaos, letting the internet run wild with theories. And to this day, the image remains on his feed, like a digital wink to the fans who still wonder. What makes Morrone even more intriguing is that he fits neither stereotype nor safe PR mold. He's not playing the typical straight guy distancing himself from queer speculation, nor is he labeling himself for clarity. Instead, he floats in a perfect middle space, comfortable, unbothered, and undeniably alluring. Let's be real. The queer-coded energy is strong. From the sultry music videos to the close male friendships to the fluid styling and fashion shoots, Morrone has never played by traditional rules. His social media presence is filled with slow-motion gym clips, shirtless mirror selfies, and smoldering eye contact that seems intentionally ambiguous. If he wanted to end the conversation, he could, but he hasn't. And that silence? It says a lot. In interviews, Morrone speaks about love and emotion with a kind of openness that doesn't scream hyper-masculine actor. He's soft-spoken, artistic, and emotionally intuitive, qualities that only add fuel to the fire when paired with his movie star looks. Whether he's truly queer or just comfortable blurring lines, Michele Morrone has become a symbol of modern masculinity, sensual, untouchable, and not in a rush to explain himself. And honestly, we don't want him to. Because part of the thrill is in the mystery. Drop a 2 if this Italian icon still lives rent-free in your head. Or if you've saved that photo. You know the one. Aron Piper, queer energy or just elite-level mystery? When it comes to pretty boys who radiate vibes, few do it like Aron Piper. Known for his role as Ander in Netflix's Elite, one of the most queer-forward teen dramas in recent memory, Aron Piper didn't just play a gay character, he embodied it. The emotional nuance, the physicality, the tension. It felt real. Too real. So real that fans began asking the obvious. Wait, is he actually gay? And yet, Aron has never said yes. He's never said no. He's just existed in his own beautifully cryptic way. Where the rumors began. It started with Elite. His on-screen romance with Omar Ayuso, who is openly gay, felt like more than just acting. The chemistry was off the charts, and the behind-the-scenes content, the cuddles, the laughs, the intimate photos, only added fuel to the fire. But Aron? Silent. Off-screen, he doubles down on the ambiguity. His fashion is fluid. His mannerisms are soft but confident, and his social media presence? A moody blend of shirtless portraits, cryptic captions, and photos that dare you to interpret him. And fans have. In fact, his fandom is wildly queer, and they don't need a label to love him. The queer-coded edge. One of the most fascinating things about Piper is how naturally he embodies queer-coded masculinity without ever claiming it. He wears pearls. He paints his nails. He poses with male friends in ways that scream intimacy, not performance. At music festivals and in editorial shoots, he plays with looks that are just feminine enough to challenge toxic norms, but never theatrical enough to be dismissed as gimmick. It's a delicate balance, and he walks it perfectly. Even his music, yes, he sings too, has that moody, sensual energy that resonates deeply with LGBTQ+ listeners. He's not trying to be a queer icon. He just is one, by accident or intention. But what has he said? Almost nothing. Aron has famously avoided labeling his sexuality in interviews. When asked about Elite's impact on LGBTQ+ viewers, he's respectful and supportive. But when asked about himself, he dodges. Not awkwardly, gracefully, like someone who doesn't see the need to explain. And that might be the most powerful move of all. Because in 2025, queer fans aren't just looking for public statements, they're looking for representation in energy, in expression, in freedom. And Aron gives that in spades. Drop a 3 in the comments if Aron's mystery is exactly what makes him your number one. Bonus points if you've binge-watched Elite more than once just for him. Once. Timothy Granaderos, the pretty boy with a queer-coded gaze. If you watch 13 Reasons Why, chances are you hated his character and crushed on him at the same time. That's the strange, magnetic paradox of Timothy Granaderos, the kind of actor who can make you squirm, swoon, and overanalyze every social media post he's ever made. Playing Montgomery de la Cruz, the closeted, violent jock who embodied repression and self-hate, Granaderos quickly became one of the show's most talked-about stars, not just for his performance, but for what it stirred up in viewers. He played internalized homophobia too well. He had chemistry with male characters that felt too charged. And off-screen, his vibe didn't exactly scream, "no homo." So, of course, the rumors began. All eyes on the Instagram feed. It didn't take long for fans to go full CSI on his Instagram. The artsy black and white photography, the vague captions, the tight friendship circles. Everything was dissected for clues. Throw in the fact that he rarely posts about relationships and that his style leans fashion forward and metro, and people were convinced Timothy Granaderos is probably not straight. But here's the twist. He's never said a word. No denials, no clarifications, no posts about a girlfriend to clear the air. It's just silence and smoldering content. In Hollywood, silence is often louder than a statement. And in Timothy's case, the absence of a label, paired with roles that flirt with queerness, has only amplified the mystery. Art imitating life? It's also worth noting how comfortable Granaderos is playing gay-coded or queer-adjacent characters. Even outside 13 Reasons Why, he gravitates toward roles in darker dramas, indie thrillers, and ensemble casts that push boundaries. He seems unbothered by sexual ambiguity on screen. And that makes fans wonder if he's just as open off-screen too. Plus, there's the way he interacts with his fans. He leans into thirst comments, doesn't shy away from the LGBTQ+ love, and frequently supports inclusive content. In 2025, that's more than just ally behavior. It's queer-coded branding at its finest, the pretty boy persona. Let's not forget, Timothy Granaderos is stunning. Perfect bone structure, smirking lips, and a slow, brooding stare that could shut down an entire server. He's not just another actor. He's a certified pretty boy, and he knows it. What makes him unique is how he weaponizes that beauty without over-explaining it. Whether he's in a photo shoot draped in shadows or lounging in an oversized sweater, he walks the line between approachable and untouchable. Drop a 4 if you've ever paused an episode just to stare at his face, or deep dived his socials for research. No judgment here. Tanner Buchanan, Cobra Kai's mystery man with queerbait king energy. From Netflix's Cobra Kai to steamy TikTok edits that rack up millions of views, Tanner Buchanan has become one of Gen Z's favorite crushes. And not just for his jawline. With a smirk that disarms and eyes that hint at deeper stories, Tanner exudes the kind of energy that keeps fans guessing. So why is he on this list? Because no matter how many interviews or red carpets he does, one question won't go away. Is Tanner Buchanan gay? The Kissing Booth moment. Things escalated when he appeared in The Kissing Booth 2, playing a love interest who was, wait for it, not gay. But all the buzz came when he shared a kiss with co-star Addison Rae at the MTV Movie and TV Awards in 2021, and it didn't feel like PR. It felt like a message. Or was it just chaos? Then came the flood of tweets. Why does Tanner Buchanan have gay energy? Someone please tell me Tanner Buchanan is gay before I fall any harder. And just like that, he became queer TikTok's favorite, maybe. The vibe, the style, the silence. What fuels the rumors isn't just one kiss, it's everything else. Tanner's style? Often gender fluid. He's unafraid to wear sheer shirts, fitted pants, or accessorize with rings and painted nails. His body language in photo shoots? Intimate, open, occasionally suggestive. His interviews? Charming, vague, and always just dodging labels. While he's been linked to women, Tanner has never addressed the gay rumors head-on, and that silence only adds to the intrigue. Queerbait or queer-coded? Here's where things get interesting. Some fans accuse Tanner of queerbaiting, leaning into homoerotic aesthetics and gay fan service without ever clarifying where he stands. Others say he's simply a guy comfortable with himself, rejecting toxic masculinity and letting fans take what they want from his image. Whichever side you're on, you can't deny this. Tanner Buchanan knows exactly how to walk the line. And the way he plays with that tension, it's magnetic. Social media energy scroll through his Instagram and you'll see a perfectly curated balance. Moody black and white shots, shirtless thirst traps, sweet fan moments, and red carpet photos where he's always just a little too polished to be the bro next door. He understands aesthetics, he understands mystery, and he definitely understands the power of not saying anything. Drop a 5 if Tanner Buchanan is living in your For You page rent-free. And if you still don't know what side of the rainbow he's on, that's okay. Neither do we. So, what did we learn today? In a world obsessed with labels, these 5 pretty boys are flipping the script. They're not denying. They're not confirming. They're simply existing, beautifully, stylishly, and unapologetically mysterious. From Matthew Noska's runway romance energy to Tanner Buchanan's silent slay on screen and socials, each one challenges what it means to be a public figure in 2025. And for queer fans, that ambiguity is both frustrating and fascinating. Because visibility today doesn't always come with a declaration. Sometimes it's in the vibe, the art, the silence. Whether they're queer, questioning, or simply not interested in your assumptions, one thing is certain, they've earned their spot in the gay imagination. And honestly, they're not just crushes, they're cultural moments. Which one are you still thinking about? Drop your number in the comments, hit like if you stayed to the end, and don't forget to subscribe for more dangerously pretty, possibly gay content every week. Let's keep the obsession going. Rainbow.